No, I just want to go on his thing. I'm confused. Okay. Alright, whatever. I'll figure that out later. Woke up looking as good. I need to go harder. I can't. I think we're the same. I need no corset. And look like I ain't here 100. I don't care about pimp. I look good slim. I know that I am. Like a scrunchie. Projection. A whole lot of projecting. Hey, I'm at the top of my game. I really hate this shit coming to fame. That's how I knew that I made it. I woke up looking this good. I need to go harder. I can't let them think we're the same. We're a polo election. Bitch, you can't leave for attention. Well, community. Intention. Intentional. Hey there, happy Jupiter Day. I hope you're doing well. I am the truth and era too. Welcome to this week's Jupiter Day Carpo reading. Everything you need to know pertaining to me and my services is located in the description box of this video below for you to see. For this week's Jupiter Day Carpo reading, I'll be channeling with there's Archangel Metatron, who's putting the place size good day is good. When I looked up Archangel Metatron, it says that he is believed to be Enoch. He transformed into an archangel after his earthly life. He's a bridge between humanity and the divine. He's one of the few angels who was originally a human, and he's related to the Metatron cube and the Merkaba. I asked Archangel Metatron myself, who are you? And how would you like for me to describe you? The following came up. The number 1 came up, and I see that as individuality. I see that as individuality, sovereignty. I see that as initiation, beginning, the self, and the zodiac sign Virgo also came up. And Archangel Metatron said, love, joy, going towards that feeling, getting better, growing in love, honing in your light energy, self-mastery, a force to be reckoned with, a strong inner self, the alchemist, the light always come back to and remembering the reason why, for the child in you, happiness, love, self-fulfillment. It is all within you. Know yourself. That's Darius Archangel Metatron for you, and not be Archangel Metatron for you, or whatnot. If you hear extra sounds from this reading, life is life, okay? Just know that. Like, comment, share, subscribe. That's very much appreciated. It's helpful. And let's begin this week's Jupiter Day Carpo reading. Let's begin this week's Jupiter Day Carpo reading. We have 2 topics, so I'm going to start with the first one. I know that's right. I need a karate chop. For this week's Jupiter Day card per reading, the first topic is It's Above Me Now. Bottom of the deck, which is the summary of the two cards that came out, is the ninth house exploration. Top of the deck, you're watching this right now, is Venus, beloved. The ninth house is like Sagittarius or whatnot. And something with Sagittarius is like going beyond, like transcending and going beyond or whatnot. Sometimes I feel like this is what I feel like. I feel like sometimes the Sagittarius is misunderstood because they're like beyond. They transcend it and stuff like that. So things like they say or do whatever, people may feel outraged or whatever, but it's like beyond or something. So that's what I saw with that. But yeah, the actual cards that came out is progressions, journey, and then the other card that came out is opposition, confrontation. And let's begin with reading this. There's something about that, like going beyond, it's above me now. I just think like, I mean, a lot of times, for me, it's everywhere. But like a lot of times, and before I really like discovered that God and the universe and these energies are like everywhere within us, like everywhere. Like there's something about like looking up and then the space, the cosmos, and going beyond like light years and all that stuff, Godspeed and stuff like that. Um, there's something with the Nine of Wands energy too, and I'm pretty sure that's a Sagittarius card as well. It's like, ooh, yeah, wow, that's crazy. Mountains and molehills. Is that what they could say it is? But like, there could be something about a journey, the Nine of Wands. There's something about perseverance, going beyond. And even when on the journey, when you're going up the mountain, there may be like resistance or like things that happen along the way. Um, there's something about still persevering or going beyond. And then like the whole thing about like doing your best and then leave the rest up to God type of thing. So let's read the first thing here. Progression's journey. The planets continuously move through time and space. When you are born, you imprint the patterns of that moment, which are described in your natal chart. But the planets keep moving, and you also imprint the patterns they make as they progress through those first few months. These progressions sketch out the big sweeping journey of your life. You live that pattern out at roughly the rate of a year to a day for the rest of your life. Once you're born, you can't choose the cycles you live through, but you also choose how you respond. Action. Progressions do not speak of a passing thing, but to the big sweeping arcs of karmic fate, to your soul's journey. Your present situation may not make sense in the short term, but because it has more to do with big karmic patterns and how those intersect with the karmic patterns of the world's progress. Yes. Oh, that's so perfect. And less to do with your daily existence. Stand back and look at your life's journey. I also think that somehow a wrench could be thrown into things and something random could happen. But anyways, think of the years you engaged with the world and the years you needed time for more personal work. Consider making a timeline or painting this landscape to see where you are in those big sweeping patterns. The situation may feel faded, but the outcome is not predestined. Though you may feel uncomfortable, you always have a choice about how you respond and where you go. To help guide you in the moment, consider where you would like to be at the end of your life, a far distant point, and look back. Let this future become your lighthouse to guide you even though you may not have to go around the rocks, and work with the tides. Let your lighthouse guide you. We have here gift, trust the tides, and set your own sails. I'm gonna read that too because I feel like this is part of it. So okay, I skipped the challenge part because it came up, right? But let's do that too. So we're gonna do challenge and we're gonna say the gift again so that we could sandwich the positive with do whatever. We could sandwich it if you understand what I mean. So we have here challenge. This is not a small obstacle or opportunity. This is part of a complex pattern. Every choice you make changes how it unfolds. Gift. Trust the tides and set your own sails. I kind of agree with that stuff. Cause like, of course, I'm Uranus, so and I'm like Aquarius, so there's like unpredictable changes and stuff like that. So I don't fully believe like this is what it is. It can be, but then we do have willpower. Well, yes, we have willpower, but we do have free will, and like something could randomly happen. So I kind of agree with it. Yes, because things do happen that way. I do see it that way. I do feel like we are imprinted. Our chart is like imprinted for sure, and that's like who we are. But like things can change. Like I said, like they did say, like the way that you respond, you do things, you have free will to just randomly. Oh, like you will always go right. And then like randomly be like, I'm just gonna go left. That is so curious. Because that's what people always say. And that's what has always been in my life. Like one time it almost caused me to drown. So it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. It's the whole thing of like everybody's going over here, and it's like I'm gonna go here. Like, so we have your opposition, confrontation. When two planets oppose each other across the circle of the zodiac as the sun and moon do on a full moon, both planets will either be in signs of yang elements, fire and air, or yin and elements, water and earth, and stare directly at each other across the earth like partners in a wrestling match. The opposition can feel like a dare or a challenge, like boot camp, where a confrontation pushes everyone to grow. Action. This is not a comfortable situation, but that's not the point. You're being challenged to grow. Look at the situation as a dojo, a martial arts training center, and taking the training. You don't have to trust the wisdom of the people you are wrestling with, but you can trust the pattern itself in this great cosmic workout. Ooh, we gotta do this deck more often. This is delicious. Uh, Practice your best. Practice your best skills, stay centered, and operate from wisdom and strategy instead of emotional heat. Listen for hints on how to improve your style. The obstacles in your way are not there to stop you, but to push you towards your personal best. They're stepping stools. This situation may be setting up as a dichotomy, you or them, love or work, your ideas versus their ideas. Question the dichotomy's illusion and look for a third position of resolution. A both and situation versus either or. If the way forward feels truly blocked, look for another path. Sometimes an opposition, particularly in transit, says you shall not pass this way. Find another route. And opposition dares you to proceed. Who made this? I gotta look up Heather. I always like Heather's. I gotta look her up. An opposition dares you to proceed. Decide if this path is worth the struggle. If it is, grow those skills, hold your ground, and fight for what you believe in. You're being asked to prove to yourself and others, mostly to yourself, and that you had the skills needed for the next step. Challenge. This situation is an inconvenient growth opportunity, but not a punishment. Decide if it is time to build muscles or to find another path. Then we have our gift. This situation offers you a chance to burn through karma if you can continually respond with compassion and tough love from your highest self. Take the high road. Yeah, and it's on page 123. Booyah. So yes, that. Yeah, do your best and leave the rest to God, to the universe, to the energies that be and that flow and change and all that stuff, okay? And I don't know why. So definitely take care of yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure all that stuff, right? I want to say that first because, like, I don't believe in hustle culture, but I do believe in like just doing your best and stuff like that, but do it in a healthy way. But something feels like autopilot, like, and then I'm getting disciplined, but like autopilot, and I'm getting disciplined. I'm getting Saturn. But yeah, autopilot and kind of, and it's like, I guess flow state, like just doing your best, doing what you got to do towards whatever this is related to you. And even if it's just an everyday thing, it's not specifically a thing, it's just a lifestyle, everyday thing. Do what you got to do. And then just like trust that like autopilot, that flow state, trust that the pattern, the discipline, and all that stuff, and that it will fall into place and whatnot, that you will align and everything like that, and trust that other energies that be that supports your highest good and supports the highest good, God, Mother Earth, the universe, your spirit team, whoever it is for you, whatever it is for you, like picks up or helps along the way as well or whatnot. But sometimes you could get a random boost of like this energy or something happening that clicks and progresses you forward. So that, let's go to the second topic. I love Mick Jenkins so much. Ooh, we just getting two. Bottom of the deck, which is the summary of the two cards that came out, is the sixth house, sustainability. Top of the deck, usually watching this right now, is the fourth house, home. For perspective shifting and decision. Ooh, so far, yeah, y'all switching up, or y'all trying something else. Y'all switching up, y'all trying something else. And it has to do, like I said, like it doesn't have to be a specific goal. It should just be a life or a lifestyle that y'all working towards or doing or something like that. And like maybe, and that's crazy how it kind of feels like it relates to the first one, but not really. But yes, it's like, just like Heather said in that one card, it's like maybe there's like you're butting heads with a certain way, a decision, a way, but it's like maybe it's time to like not switch up your goal or like that thing, but like another way. Maybe you're trying to go through a door, but like maybe the back door is better, or like going up through that like skylight roof is better. Something like that. And it has to do with your lifestyle, and like it says, there's sustainability and all that stuff. They be feeling like home and all that stuff. Then let's read it. Oh yeah, what came out is the 8th house mystery. Oh man, I feel like you gotta trust. It's like it's exactly what Heather said. Oh look, Heather's in the back here. Yeah. But it's exactly kind of like what she said. Like, it's like, okay, so there's this one dude. I'm gonna show you this before I say that. 12th house. Ooh, there we go. This is heavy. Oh, it's literally like being in the cosmos in like space. There's this one dude, I forgot what his name was, but he used to do like dance, and it was sacred. It was like a spiritual type of dance. The way he would like do like movements and stuff, and he would travel the world and like do it with like groups of people, all that stuff. Um, but he was saying like, man, I'm so mad because I feel like I'm not gonna say it properly. What was his name? I think his name was Amenti or something like that. I forgot. Um, he said like security is fake. Like, because we're literally just floating in space, like, and like Earth is not actually, none of this stuff is actually like solid, like, or whatnot. And it was a long thing he said. I forgot. I gotta look him up again. But I feel like this whole is like what she was saying too. Like, I guess make sure, and what I feel like too is like make sure you are stable within yourself, like your decisions and stuff like that. You do your best and you just leave the rest basically. And it's super spiritual. It's super like, and it's super like you have to trust it or whatnot. You have to just set whatever you got set up and then just trust everything else. I don't know how to explain it. And it's crazy. It reminded me of one of the readings. Um, and I do this all the time, but I'm not gonna go into it. Um, basically, some people could feel like it's like the earth or the rug has been pulled from under you, and randomly you're just like floating in space, like, and it could freak people out, type of thing. It don't freak me out. I think that shit's cool. I do it all the time. Anyways, uh. And it's like, what do you have after that when you strip everything away, type thing? Okay, we have a 12th house introspection. Um, I hope I explained that well. I tried. We have your 8th house mystery. If your chart were a village map, the 8th house would be on the corner of the red light district next to a mortuary and an Avings and loan bank. Literally, yeah. It is a private house where we deal with things we don't talk about in public. Lord of mercy, what the brothel, sex, death, depths, loans, psychic phenomenon. Here we deal with other people's resources and how they are exchanged, money, bodies, thoughts, and work, and how we inherit goods and attitudes. This house can feel uncomfortable, but it's a place where we can transform. Action. Assess the power dynamics between you and other people around important resources like sex, money, and inheritances. Notice if a relative or boss withholds money until you behave. Didn't I say this multiple times? Who is really watching consistently? And this is literally my journey because I have Scorpio in certain parts, and 8th house is Scorpio. Oh wow! Yo, I was okay. Here we deal with action. Assist the power dynamics between you and other people around other people. Sorry, because it's just like I could see what people are doing. This is crazy, and it's like, do you think I'm stupid? Are you trying to troll cosmically? Like, because you don't want to go there. You really don't. Okay, I'm sorry. Assess the power dynamics between you and other people around important resources like sex, money, and inheritances. Notice if a relative or boss withholds money until you behave, or if you or a lover withholds sex until some other need is met. Just get clear in your own mind. If anyone is pulling strings, and try to heal dysfunctional dynamics with clear and healthy boundaries. Seduce honestly. Not all strange sexual dynamics or unusual financial arrangements are a problem. Yeah, it's not. But I'm not gonna go into it. If you understand your peculiarities and don't feel coerced or controlled by them, they are just part of who you are. Financial investors and advisors, consultants, ministers, lovers, intuitives, brain trusts, auctioneers, and investigators all work with eighth house affairs. And if they work with integrity, do so productively. Develop your second house resources, your own money, sense of worth, and body confidence to strengthen your freedom and bargaining power and operate in this realm with grace. Engage the resources handed to you, but make your own judgment calls. The eighth house calls for one last freedom to acknowledge that death exists and be fully alive in response. Challenge. It can be tempting to manipulate by withholding love, power, or money, and hard to step away when someone is jerking those chains. Mm. Gift. Face your worst fears and step through, feel that liberation. The trap of manipulation falls away when you don't bite the hook. What did I say yesterday? I was like, yo, authority, I'm not scared of none of this shit. It's hilarious. And it's just like, I could see what people are doing. It's like, man, I just want things to play out. And like, I want people to get, okay. We have here 12th house introspection. If your chart were a village map, the 12th house would be a quiet place. The sun is in the 12th house just after sunrise, a time for prayer and meditation, for dreaming our deepest dreams. The 12th house is your inner child's world, containing both the fairyland into which you might escape and the monsters that live under your bed. Action, introspect. This situation is complex, so learn what's going on behind the scenes before you act. Look for private motives, hidden enemies, and surprise angels. Take time alone to develop an idea or listen within. The 12th house speaks of both who you are when no one's looking and the fact that your fate is inextricably linked to every other sentient being. Work with this metaphor. We are all cells in the body of the divine. The cells are still individual though. Anyways, it's essential that you take care of yourself, your individual self, your individual cell, yes, and honor who you are. Because look, we ain't gonna get lost into that. You are you, I am me. But you also must acknowledge that you work within an organism. For example, your family and culture, which operates within the body of all creation. If you just take care of yourself and disregard the rest, you become a cancer that brings illness to that great body. If you deny your individuality, you can't do what you were born to do. Both realities are clear and true. You do exist independently and you are a part of the collective. It's just a perspective shift. Oh, Lord. Heather, who are you? What's your sign? It's impractical to get lost in oneness, whether in spiritual bliss or over identification with your group and neglect your individual health. But it can be spiritually painful to feel stuck in the isolated single cell mindset. Spiritual practice can help you find a healthy midpoint between a disconnected, lonely state and a state of connection to one another, to a cause, or to the divine. Grounding helps you return to your personal path. Challenges. It can be hard to find a healthy place between feeling subsumed by a by a group and dwelling in stunted isolation or solitude. The 12th house asks you to face your fears. Gift. In quiet moments of prayer, meditation, and creative bliss, feel that deep connection to the source and know you are not alone. Alone. Even when Squidward was in that space If y'all watched that episode of SpongeBob when Squidward like broke time and stuff, and even when Squidward was in space, in that white space, and he felt alone, and he said it, he's like alone, and then the other voices came and was like alone, 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 alone. Was he really alone? Mm-hmm. So yeah, something with that and perspective shifting and decision. Mm, and all of that. Something about trusting and it has to relate to like it's above me now, type of energy. That's that for this week's Jupiter Day card for reading. If you would like a personal reading, you can visit my link tree. You can email me separate day and time. They both will be in the description box for you to see. Like, comment, share, subscribe. That's very much appreciated. It's helpful. And peace out. Also, what's it again? I live, I die, I live again. I never die. So, bye.